Friend, let me ask you a question. Have you ever gone to a website and just felt overwhelmed? Too much going on, too many things to click. You just didn't even know where to get started. And you may have been thinking, what the? Are you familiar with those feelings? I know I sure am. I'm afraid that you were feeling what is known as cognitive load. And that is one of the biggest reasons why users bounce. Today, we're going to break down what cognitive load is, where it comes from, and how it applies to user experience. Let's go. Basically, cognitive load is the amount of effort it takes your brain to understand something or complete a task. And it comes from psychology, actually. The term was coined by John Sweller in the 1980s. John was studying people and he learned that when our brains get overloaded, we just can't solve problems effectively. As UX designers and researchers, our job is to minimize cognitive load in the experiences that we are building. You've heard the phrase, keep it simple, stupid, right? That's what we need to be thinking about. Let's not complicate things. How does cognitive load actually show up in UX? Here's some examples. How about a form that has 20 fields that you need to fill in? How about navigation or menus that have too many options? And some of these options sound the same or you don't even understand what they mean. How about confusing labels like engagement hub instead of messages? Things that users just don't understand. How about pop-ups and carousels and all the things that we keep throwing at users, even at the same time? How about teeny tiny little fonts or fonts that are medium gray on a white background and they're really difficult to read? Those all contribute to cognitive load. And all these things make users work way too hard. And no one wants to work hard. When someone has to work hard, they're going to bounce from your site. Bye. So let's focus on the opposite. Let's talk about some things that you can do when you're helping to build experiences that can reduce cognitive load. First, visual hierarchy. When you design a page, make sure that headers are larger, important information stands out, a user understands how to flow through that site. Along those same lines, clear headings, scannable text. I talk a little bit about how important scannable text, especially bullet points, is when it comes to an experience. I talk about that in my other What the video called Bearing the Lead. You could check that out after this. It's a pretty good one. So yes, scannable text will help reduce cognitive load. Also, just having one CTA or call to action or primary action per page. Stop putting a whole bunch of links and buttons on a page. Just direct them to do one thing. Don't use technical jargon or fancy labels. Make sure that you are using labels and words that your people understand. Also, we should reduce distractions. Get those ugly banner ads and those sidebars off there. Nobody looks at that shit. And the bottom line here is what you're trying to do when you're reducing cognitive load is to minimize decisions, providing a simple layout with minimal choices, helping the user to get to their one destination, not the 25 that you keep throwing at them. Doing that. Good UX design. Preaching to the choir here, but it is about creating good experiences, not just making things look good and pretty, right? And the less that we make users think, the more that they are going to love our product. And who doesn't want to be loved, right? The main purpose of cognitive load is to reduce the amount that users have to think and increase the ability to do. It is not about dumbing things down. It is about respecting their mental energy. Come on, you can relate. You've visited a site and it was just so extra. too much going on and you had to leave. You're like, whoa, get me out of here. We do not want to be responsible for creating an experience like that. Now, do we? No. So when you are designing an experience next time, ask yourself this question. How much does the user have to think in order to move forward? If your answer is, ooh, too much, you're doing it wrong. You need to simplify. You probably have heard the phrase from Steve Krug, his famous book, Don't Make Me Think. I love this. It's so true. And I want you to adopt that mantra of don't make me think when it comes to designing experiences for your user. Reduce the cognitive load. Okay, that's all I got for cognitive load. I don't want to overburden you and contribute to cognitive load, so I want to keep it right there. Hopefully you found value in this video. If you did, give me a like. I love that thumbs up thing. It cracks me up every time. Anyway, what's on the next video? You're going to have to hop over there and check it out. It's a surprise. See you there. Bye.